if you deal with any of this stuff, you'll just see a bunch of people being like, hey, can you please check out my new video? Please check out my new video. Come on, check out this new video, blah, blah, blah. They never, ever, ever give you a... When you start uploading videos to YouTube, it's hard to know if you're doing it right. They don't teach you how to operate on YouTube in college or school, and most of us figure it out through years and years of trial and error, just trying stuff, failing, and figuring out what works. I've already gone through years and years of trial and error, so I can help you avoid some of those errors. In this video, you'll discover 12 common mistakes that new YouTubers make that destroy their channel and their chances of success on YouTube. If you're making any of these mistakes, and you probably are, then you're shooting yourself in the foot and you're making this YouTube thing way harder than it needs to be for you. Now, usually you'd have to live with your mistakes for years until you finally have an aha moment where you're like, aha, wow, didn't realize that. Or you realize something randomly or luckily that changes the way that you approach things. But this video here is going to be a massive shortcut to avoiding those mistakes and getting where you need to go. And if you stick to the end of this video, you also find out one of the biggest mistakes that I made when I first started pursuing the gaming genre on YouTube. So if that sounds interesting to you, then let's get into it. I'm super excited to share this stuff with you. But before we start, let me quickly introduce myself to those who do not know me. I'm Jay Carter Ray from growonyoutube.com, teaching you how to be better at YouTube marketing, online business, and music. I'm a YouTube certified marketer, and I've been able to create a full-time income for myself online, and I want to help you do the same. So that's my intro. We're not going to take too much time on that. Let's get into these 12 mistakes, because there are a bunch of them. Mistake number 1 that new YouTubers make is not having a niche. I see this all the time, especially gaming YouTubers. They're always complaining about the fact that YouTube's not helping them and no one's finding their videos. And then when I check out their channel, they are playing every game that they ever got their hands on. They're playing like 8 different games at the same time. It's harder to build an audience if you're doing a bunch of stuff because you're spreading yourself very thin. It's much more strategic and quicker to build an audience if you focus on one thing, because you'll make more content around that one thing. And then when someone comes to your channel that is interested in that one thing, they'll see you have a lot of content around it, and they're more likely to subscribe, more likely to check out the rest of your videos. And not having a niche channel is very bad in terms of the YouTube algorithm, because if someone misses like 2 of your videos, or even if they miss 1, you never know these days, YouTube will stop showing your videos to that person because YouTube will assume they don't want to watch more of your videos. So if you have a channel where you'll post a variety of content and one of your subscribers only likes one type of your content, then they're probably not going to see your videos in their sub box a lot, because they're not going to watch every single video you put out, which means YouTube's not going to be suggesting every single video you put out or your future videos. So you're putting yourself in a really terrible position if you do not niche down. And you'll see an example of this on my channel, as I haven't niched down, and I don't niche down because I don't want to. Well, now I'm niching down more because I'm niching down around 3 specific subjects: online business, YouTube marketing, and music. And all of them come together. But not everyone who's interested in one of those subjects is going to be interested in all the others. For example, someone who's interested in online business might not care about my music stuff, and someone who's interested in YouTube marketing might not care about well, they should care about online business stuff, but they might not care about my music stuff, if you get what I'm saying. The YouTube marketing and online business are the main parts of the channel, and the music stuff is more of my fun stuff to give me that opportunity to be creative and to pursue that as well, because that is the main reason why I started my channel. But niching down is very important. If you pick one thing, it's just going to be much easier for you to create an audience around that thing, and for you to create a catalog of videos around that thing, which is very important on YouTube. And if you don't niche down, you're going to be putting yourself at a massive disadvantage in terms of the YouTube algorithm. And you don't really want to do that if you're starting out and you don't really know what you're doing on YouTube. You can be a bit more laissez-faire, I think that's the term, a bit more, you know, up in the air about it when you've grown a certain amount of following, or maybe when you're making a full-time income. Then you can maybe split things up and have a more of a variety of content. But before that, you really should be sticking to one thing and being the most efficient as possible. Mistake number 2 is not having a clear value proposition that serves a specific audience. Why are you making videos? What is your channel for? Like, who is your channel for? Who does it serve? If it doesn't serve anyone, then it's a terrible channel. You need to realize that no one cares about your content until you make them care. And this is a big mistake a lot of people make. They make content because they want attention. They want people to check out their videos and like their videos and all that sort of stuff. Okay, great. Yeah. But that's not the reasoning that gets you to reaching that goal, if you get what I'm saying. Like, if you want people to love your videos, wanting people to love your videos is not what gets people to love your videos, because no one cares that you want people to love your videos. They care what your video does for them. So instead of just wanting people to love your videos, you need to be like, okay, who can I serve? Who can I help the most? Who can I deliver the most amount of value to? And what value are you delivering to them? It has to be either entertaining, informative, or inspiring. Those are the 3 main factors when it comes to creating valuable content. If it's not one of those 3, then you're probably making crap content that no one cares about. Okay, so make sure that it's either inspiring, educational, or entertaining. Entertaining is probably not one I'd go for if I was a beginner, because that's very, very subjective. But if you want to do that, then you want to do that. No one's like, who's going to stop you in it? But education is the easiest thing to know if it's good content. That's why I like doing educational content, because if you're teaching someone how to do something, then the measure of if that content is good or not is if you've effectively taught that person how to do something. So it's very easy to understand whether you're making good content or bad content when you're making educational content. And educational content is really, really great because, you know, that's what people search YouTube for. They're searching how to do this and all that sort of stuff. So you'll be able to build a great channel around that. And I generally think educational content is just a great way to bring people to the rest of your content if that's what you want to do. So that's always my top of the funnel to get people to the channels. You always post some educational content to get people in, and then you can have the rest of the content, your inspirational, your entertaining, all that sort of stuff deeper in the channel when people have already been exposed to you. But you need to have a very clear understanding of what value you're providing and who you're providing it to. For example, on this channel, I make videos that help creatives learn how to market their business, their creative endeavors on YouTube, and build a business out of their creative endeavors using my online business tutorials and stuff. And starting from basically now, I'm going to be making a bunch of videos around music production and music and that sort of stuff. So I'm going to be helping musicians as well. So you need to know who you're helping and what you're doing that actually helps them. What are you teaching them? What are you providing them? Like, you don't have to be an educational channel. If you want to do entertainment, then you need to know how are you entertaining these people, and who are you entertaining, and are you sure that this is actually entertaining to them, which is a hard thing to figure out. That's why it's very, very subjective. I can't really give you a one size fits all for like entertainment stuff, but with education, I can pretty much tell you how to do that, like step by step. Mistake number 3 is not using playlists to organize your homepage. I see this with new YouTubers all the time. They've just got all their video uploads on their homepage, and that just looks terrible. And it's hard for people to see what kind of content you're making and find the kind of content they want. If you check out my channel, you'll see that there are a bunch of playlists on the homepage so that people can clearly navigate to where they want to get to. Actually, I need to update my playlist because, you know, I've changed what I'm doing on my channel, so I need to reflect that on the playlist on my homepage. But if you do that, then it's very easy for someone to come to your homepage and see what kind of content you put out. and then someone who's interested in that type of content is more likely to subscribe to you. You don't want to make it hard for people to find your content, and just having all your uploads in one playlist, or however it usually shows up on the homepage, it just shows up as videos and uploads. Just having that is very, very lazy. It makes you look unprofessional, and it's not the way to go forward. Make sure that you're not making that mistake. Use playlist for every different type of video that you make. You should have a playlist category for those videos. Do it ASAP. Mistake number 4, using long intros that add nothing to your video. I see this a lot, especially with gaming YouTubers. They have, you know, back in the day, it was like these dubstep intros with their channel name going around in a circle, or some mediocre thing like that. It's useless. It's a waste of time. It does nothing for you. Some people may think, okay, it's branding, whatever. No. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. You don't need that there. The only reason you ever want an intro on your video is if you have something to promote and you're promoting it. For example, you got a website and you want to show that website at the beginning of your video and you're promoting it. But even then, you don't need this intro of just music and text. It's not necessary. And if you are going to do it, it should be no longer than 6 seconds. But the reason why it's not necessary is because even if you have something to promote, or you have a website or something, you could just say that in the beginning of the video and keep it moving. Like this whole 30 seconds of your channel name going around and listening to dubstep music, all it's going to do is push people away from your video so that they don't watch any more of your videos, and they don't get deep enough into the video to learn if they like your content or not. And when you're starting out, you definitely do not want to put yourself in a position where you're pushing people away before they know whether they like your content or not. You want to get people into your content, and you want to eliminate anything that might be getting rid of them or turning them off. Mistake number 5 is not clearly communicating your value proposition in your channel art. Something I see with a lot of people's channel art is they just have their channel name in their channel art. And that is redundant. That is useless. If someone is on your channel, they can see your channel name. You do not need to have your channel name on your channel art. It makes no sense. It does nothing for you whatsoever. Nothing whatsoever. It serves no purpose. It's just there for the sake of being there. And that's not what you want to do. Everything that you do should serve a purpose. Otherwise, there's no point doing it. It's a waste of time. Your channel art needs to effectively communicate who you are serving on your channel and how you are serving them, so that when new people come to your channel, they can understand who this channel is for, so they know if it's for them or not. And if it's for them, then they can then go and subscribe and clearly understand that this channel is for them. Having your channel name there does nothing for anyone. All it does is let people know what your channel name is, and they would have seen that if they clicked through watching your video to get to your channel, or if they're on your channel, they'll see your channel name anyways. So don't do that. Please don't do that. Make sure that your channel art is actually communicating your value proposition. And I'd also get your schedule up there, your upload schedule, so people know when you're going to be uploading videos. But generally in your channel art, you want to let people know what kind of videos you're going to be putting out, and when you're going to be putting it out, and the type of person who would enjoy your channel, basically. Like, that's what you want to get in there. Mistake number 6 is doing sub for sub. And I'll be real, I did this when I started out on YouTube. Like, when I started out, I don't know what the year was, but it was ages ago. I had a music producer friend, and this music producer friend had got to, like, I don't know, 800 subscribers. And I asked him how he did it. And he told me he would subscribe to people and then post a message on their channel message boards, back when this was a thing where you could post in the community. I don't think it was called community. Maybe it was called channel or something. You could post on people's channels. And he would say, yeah, hey, I just subbed to you. Sub back, please, or something like that. And he would do that. And that was how he grew his channel. So I thought, ooh, let me try this out. Let's see what happens. I did that. I did it. I got to like 800 subscribers. And I realized that it didn't really do anything. It was a waste of time. It was a waste of my time, a waste of the people's time who were subscribing to me. All that was happening was people were subscribing to my channel and not watching my videos. Like, some of them would watch a few videos, but generally people were just subscribing to the channel to get me to subscribe to their channel. And that's not growing a channel. That's not building a community. That's just inflating your numbers. And if you are just chasing vanity metrics and you're just chasing numbers, you're going to put yourself in a really terrible position on YouTube, because that's not really what it's about. It might seem like that's what YouTube's about, but when you actually dig deeper, you realize the things that you can do with this platform and the possibilities and opportunities that are here. And if you're just chasing views and subscribers and all that sort of stuff, you get lost in that world of like 13-year-olds and those sorts of people who like drama and all that sort of stuff. Like you don't need that. You don't need that. You can stay away from that and just focus on your purpose and serving your community. But doing sub for sub is a waste of your time. It doesn't help you grow your channel. It helps you get more subscribers. Yeah, let's be real. It does help you get more subscribers, but the amount of time that you have to spend on doing sub for sub and the amount of comment sections you're going to get blocked from for doing sub for sub, it's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. It's really not worth it. It's really a waste of time, a big waste of time. Leave sub for sub alone. There are better ways to promote your channel. Go watch my video on how to rank #1 on YouTube. That will help you out a lot. And go watch my video on how to grow your YouTube channel in 2019. That will help you out a lot as well. Both much better than doing sub for sub. Mistake number 7 is spending your time spamming people on social media, begging them to watch your video. This is so common. This is so common amongst new YouTubers because they want people to watch their videos. Like it's not rocket science. But if you go to like a Facebook group of YouTube gamers or any of these hashtags that they have on Twitter, which are like, I'd stay away from them because it just seems like spam city. If you deal with any of this stuff, you'll just see a bunch of people being like, hey, can you please check out my new video? Please check out my new video. Come on, check out this new video, blah, blah, blah. They never, ever give you a good, compelling reason to why you should check out the new video, who this video is for, how it's going to help you. No, all they're saying is, hey, can you check out my new video? It would mean a lot. It would mean a lot if you check out my new video because I worked a lot on it. No one cares. No one cares how hard you worked on your video. No one cares except for you and maybe your mother. No one else cares, yeah? The only thing that other people care about, the only thing that the market cares about is what you are doing for them. What does this video do for them? So when you're promoting your stuff, you need to be thinking from the perspective of what does this do for the viewer? How does this help the viewer? And what a lot of you are making is let's plays and that sort of stuff, which basically does nothing for most people. But let's not get into, you know, me telling you how terrible let's plays are. But if you're posting a let's play, then there's not a lot you can really put out there to say, yeah, this is gonna be beneficial to you. But you definitely can. It's much less beneficial than if you were showing people how to do something specific. That would be much easier to promote and help people get to that video. But if you're doing let's plays, you can appeal to the curiosity of the viewer. Like maybe something really interesting happens in this episode of the let's play and you can kind of tease that. That might get someone curious enough to click. Or if something really funny happens, you can tease that. Like you really have to understand what emotion you're going to be triggering with this entertainment piece that you're creating. If you don't know what emotion you're triggering with this entertainment piece, then it's going to be very hard to promote it. And maybe you should stay away from trying to make entertainment at this precise moment. Okay, my doorbell went off, so I had to go answer that. But basically, if you don't know what emotions you are trying to trigger with your entertainment, then you're not experienced enough at the point where you can make good entertainment, because you need to know what emotions you want to trigger in the viewer to make good entertainment. You need to be able to tell a story and get people where you want them to go. You need to get them to feel tense, or get them to laugh, or get them to feel sorrow or sympathy. Like these are different elements you need to understand in order to actually create good entertainment. So if you're not able to do that, stay away from the entertainment. It's not for you yet. It's much easier to just make tutorial videos around what you know. And trust me, you'll get a lot more views doing that. You'll get a lot better at making YouTube videos a lot more quickly, and you'll get a lot of feedback from people who are actually searching for your videos, who will find your solution and let you know, how to make a better video or whatever, or what other types of videos they want as well. And then after you've done that for a while and you've built a community, then you can think about making, your entertainment videos and all that sort of stuff. Mistake number 8 is being too lazy to figure out your titles, tags, and descriptions. Like, this is super important stuff, because your titles, tags, and descriptions are what basically give information to YouTube and let YouTube know what your video is about, so that YouTube can recommend it to the right people and put it in the right places and rank it correctly. So if you're not doing that, then you're basically telling YouTube, this video is about nothing, figure it out, mate, figure it out. And a lot of people do this, and then they moan that YouTube's not promoting them. How is YouTube going to promote you if it doesn't know what your video is about, and you couldn't be bothered to take the time to tell YouTube what your video is about? Doesn't make sense, does it? Make sure you're filling out your title, your tags, and descriptions. Do not be lazy with it. And as I said before, I made a video on how to get your videos to rank #1 on YouTube. That will walk you through how to do your titles, tags, and descriptions effectively so that you actually rank #1 on YouTube. Mistake number 9 is not doing key phrase research before making your video. Key phrase research is a very, very important part of the SEO process. Remember, made a video on it, linked you to it, so go check it out. But key phrase research is what you'll do before you even start making the video. You need to see if there's demand for the video. Are people actually searching for this? Do people want this type of content? If you find that people want this type of content, then go ahead, make a video on it. Great stuff. If you find that people don't want this type of content, you've just saved yourself a lot of time from making this video that people don't want, and you can keep it moving and make all the videos that people do want first. And then after you make all the videos that people do want, you can then start making the videos that people don't know that they want yet. But make sure you do research, key phrase research, before making your video. Don't just make a video, put it out there and hope for the best. When you do that, you're not using strategy there. You're not using strategy, you're not really planning. You're just flinging stuff at the wall and hoping for the best, and you're not going to have great results doing that. Mistake number 10 that a lot of new YouTubers make is chasing views, relying on AdSense, and not building a real business. These all come together, so they're one point. But AdSense is probably the most understood way to make money on YouTube. So that's why most people just gravitate to that immediately, because that's what they know. It's very easy. You put up videos, you click the button that says monetize this video, and now whoop-de-dee-doo, you're making money. It's very, very straightforward. It's not, you don't have to do a lot of extra steps. So it's easy to get into after your channel is approved and you've got 4,000 watch hours and all that sort of stuff. But that's a completely different thing. I've got a video on how to make money without 4,000 watch hours, or is it watch minutes? I think it's hours, right? 4,000 hours or 1,000 subscribers. But that, again, that's a different thing. But that seems like the reason why most people are chasing AdSense. But what you get from that is when people are trying to chase AdSense, they need to chase views, because you get paid via views from AdSense, and you don't get paid a lot. You don't get paid a lot via views. It depends what type of content you make, especially if you're making gaming content, that's going to be a whole lot less. If you're making content around entrepreneurship, around tech, stuff like that, you'll probably make more, because the brands who are spending on advertising are probably spending more, because they're making more money when people purchase something through those ads, basically. But doing this puts you, like, chasing views and chasing AdSense puts you in a very terrible position. It puts you in a position where you're a slave to your subscribers, you're a slave to the viewers, and you have to continually do weirder, wilder, worse sometimes things in order to keep those views coming. And you're usually stuck on that YouTube hamster wheel, knowing that just because you put out a video 3 weeks ago doesn't mean that your bills are going to get paid today. Now you need to put out a new video that gets a bunch of views. And that's a terrible position to put yourself in. You also need to understand that the people who have most of the time to watch these videos and watch a bunch of videos, and where you're getting a bunch of these views from, are children, people who don't have responsibilities, they don't have other things that they need to do, and they're able to sit down and watch a bunch of your content. And children don't have money to spend. So if you have a bunch of content that's made for children, you're just gonna make less money via AdSense and all that sort of stuff, because your audience isn't paying customers. So that's something to think about as well. When you're just chasing views, you need to think, who is your audience and who do you want to be in your audience? And how does that benefit you? Building a real business is way better because you're able to use YouTube to market your business, and then you're able to build consistent income. And if you sell digital products or something similar, you can make money in your sleep, which I like doing. And if you're targeting adults on your channel, you want people who are 18 and plus, like on my channel, I don't really target children on my channel. Of course, there are going to be children who are watching these videos, and hi, great stuff. It's great to see that you're searching out for this sort of information, but most children aren't. Yeah, most children aren't. My content is for mature people who are 18 and upwards. Like, I'm trying to hit 25s and upwards basically. And those people, guess what they have? They have less time and more money, so they're able to buy things. They're able to buy things, they're able to spend money, which means that they're a better audience. They're a way better audience than children because they're able to actually spend money. Although I'll probably get less views, less watch time from this audience, I'll make more money, which allows me to make more content and make more videos and focus more on being creative and doing this sort of stuff instead of trying to be on that YouTube hamster wheel to make more money to pay next month's bills. It's just a different way of living, and I think it's better to have a business that actually makes you money than chasing AdSense, because the amount of views you need to get to maintain a good income on AdSense is a lot. And ad rates fluctuate. AdSense is very, very fickle. At any time your video can get demonetized. There's loads of different things, the adpocalypse, all that sort of stuff. It's just not a great, safe thing to be doing. Mistake number 11 is not having a clear, specific plan for what you upload, when you upload it, and why you upload it. And this is very, very important, because if you don't have clear plans or goals that you're trying to reach, you're not going to reach them. It's going to be very hard for you to achieve anything if you don't have a clear plan, a clear goal that you're trying to follow and you're moving towards. That's why it's very important to be self-aware, to know exactly what you want from this, and exactly how you plan to get there. Because then you can just follow your plan. You can look at the plan. Every time you put up a video, you should know why you're putting up this video. What is it supposed to do for you? Don't just put up videos for the sake of putting up videos. Like, you should know why you're putting it up, when you're going to put it up, why are you putting it up at that specific point. It's not too, that's not too important. But what are you making, and why are you making that? Like, who is that server? Remember, we're talking about value propositions and stuff earlier. All this stuff is really, really important. And number 12, this is the big mistake that I made when I first started out moving into the gaming genre. And this is playing popular games and expecting that will get you more views. That's not the way it works. That is really, really basically the opposite of the way it works. If you play a popular game, what happens is there's a lot of competition around it because it's popular, right? All the bigger YouTubers who decided to play it are going to get most of the market share. Most of the people who are going to check out that game are going to go to the bigger YouTubers, and it's going to be much harder for you to stand out because there's so much competition. Although it is possible, definitely possible, and if you consistently work at something for long enough, you will stand out. But it's much easier to find a low-key game that's more niche, maybe an early access game. Early access games are the best because they are really, really niche, and you'll be able to build a really, really strong community around that. But just maybe a smaller game, an indie game, whatever, just a game that isn't super popular right now. Maybe it's medium popular. or it's super niche, like it's not really super popular, but it's got a community of like 100,000 people or 500,000 people or whatever. It's not got a community of 63 million people. You see what I'm saying? Like 500,000 people, that's enough for you to build a successful YouTube channel. Like, you don't need all those people to subscribe to your channel, but you can make content that appeals to enough of them that you can get like thousands of views on a regular basis. And if you're selling something at the end of your videos, which you should be, or you have an affiliate link or something like that, and you know how to run a business, then you'll be able to make way more money than you would than if you got 1 million views on YouTube and you're just relying on AdSense. So yeah, very, very interesting. Do not try and play popular games if what you're wanting is that you're going to play a game and it's going to bring you a bunch of views. If that's what you want, then play a game that's very, very niche, that's not super popular right about now. It does need an audience. It needs people who are playing it, who do care about it. So not a game that no one knows about, that no one's playing, but a game that's not the top game. Like if you was to play Fortnite right now, 2019, or even let's go back to 2018, if you was to play Fortnite, that would have been a terrible decision. That's a terrible decision because that's a super big game that everyone else is playing. You playing that doesn't really give you a lot of chance to stand out unless you're willing to play Fortnite for 3 years deep and you're pumping out a bunch of helpful content and tutorials and stuff. If you're just putting out gameplay videos, you're done. You're done. No one's going to see that. No one cares because you're just going to be caught in the sea of everyone else's gameplay videos and other people who are actually uploading helpful content. So yeah, I hope that helps out a lot and helps you avoid the mistake that I made. And all these 12 mistakes should help you avoid mistakes that I've made, mistakes that you may be making, mistakes that other people are making. These are very common mistakes. And if you can avoid them, you can get on the right path and make this journey much easier for yourself. Now, if you want to discover how I was able to go full time on YouTube in 5 steps, then listen up. I created a course that walks you through the 5 most important steps for YouTube success. And the good news is you can join that video course for absolutely free. You'll find the link in the cards, the description, the pinned comment, and on the end screen. Or you can go to growonyoutube.com/free course. And here's the question of the day before you go and check out that free course. Which of these 12 mistakes were you making before you watched this video? And what are you going to do to fix them moving forward? Now, if you watch the video, you know I gave you all the answers. So it'll be really easy for you to come up with the answers. So we'll see if you've been paying attention in the comment section. But in the next video, you'll learn more about YouTube marketing, online business, or even music. So stay tuned and I'll see you there. Peace out.